There we go. Okay. It took a while. I don't know why I was thinking so hard. Okay. Off we go. To show off the thing I did. I got a little distracted yesterday. Well, no, the other way around. I got a little productive yesterday. I guess I got distracted from the thing that I meant to be doing, which was, Oh, is this not showing the transparency on the wings at all? I mean, it shouldn't be popping up in Pay 3D anyway. There we go. But I got a little inspired with all my driving around. I was like, you know, can I come up with a critter to add to the game? And I wanted to do like it could pick up a ball using its shell here. And then, also fly. So I did dragonfly wings, because hovering, there's actually not a lot of critters that hover. It's like there's hummingbirds, there's dragonflies, there's, I guess like damselflies or something. There's some other kind of flies. And that's about it. And then I did the eye stalks, because I love snails. And then somebody on social media was like, this looks very Pikmin-esque. I was like, oh, it does. It very much does. And as much as I want to work on this, I think I want to work on getting the game functioning. That's really what it is. Like, it is a Monday, right? I went to bed a little too late yesterday, and I've just been kind of out of it all day. But surprisingly productive is the weird thing. Surprisingly productive. Yeah, I'm also like, I could model, I could make a chunk of a pipe and stuff too. I could separate the hole out. It's like, no. Bumper. That's the thing. If I can fix the bumper, that unlocks an ability to do so much social media stuff. Or rather, I have some ideas for doing social media. But it does require actually using the bumpers there. It does require actually showing off the game. Oh, I could bust out that Trello board. That's another thing. I did start doing a little bit of that. Trello. Yeah. I should add a bit more of this. Yeah, because it's stuff like add hello. Okay, good to know that the stream is running. It took a while for Discord to pop up and say that the stream is running, and I was like, let's hope it's not having issues and it's just been kind of funky. I want to add a straight pipe here. Oh, that's what it was. I was gonna do I have concepts of a plan as the stream title, and then forgot. Not that I wanted to make the whole stream about planning stuff, but okay, add straight pipe. But not yet. Okay, right now I wanted to do bug fixing. Okay, here an art thing. There, bumper changes ball direction. That's the thing that's in progress. Did I have any other quick ideas to write down here? Okay, I was gonna do plain. I want to devote this to fixing the bug so that I actually have a bit more of a functioning game. Yeah, I need to figure out handling ball collisions. Because right now it's vaguely physics based. I'm like, should it be vaguely physics-based or not? But then it is telling me that Snap2Grid is working better. I was fixing the bumper. I was having issues when I did it, like, just a test like this though, right? Because it was like the last time I tested this, the bumper was acknowledging its existence, but if I do it like this, it doesn't. Despite the fact that I don't have grid spaces, and I probably should. Oh, it does say severe thunderstorm warning. It's definitely getting darker outside. Okay. Enough phone distraction there. Yeah, it's because the ball is detecting itself or something like that. Or maybe do I just do grid spaces now? If that's the thing that I need to be doing in the future anyway. Maybe we do that. Nope. Go back to here. Create, yeah, okay. Mono behavior script, it's got the thing there. Oh, and it's an ad break. I think I actually will grab the restroom real quick. I will be back. Okay, I'm back. So, I was reading a novel, apparently. Got some progress done on the 360 reload game. The boss fight is fully working. Just need an end screen for after you win. There's a lot of missing sound effects. Still only have the shotgun and the main menu is missing. Also, there's some options I want to add, like volume sliders, boss attack indicators, and mouse sensitivity. That's cool, though. I mean, if you've got the main functionality, it sounds like a lot of it's just polish. That's what I'm hoping to get to soon here. Is the main functionality, and then the rest of it is polish. Okay, the grid space. You were supposed to be a grid space. Yeah, no, I'm a little worried that the thunderstorm is going to turn into, like, issues, but we'll see. Because there was, like, a very minor power outage the other day. Enough to reset the clocks. So I have... My microwave says it's like 1 in the morning or something. And my stove says it's like 2 in the morning. Which it feels like they should have reset to the same. It's like they both reset at the same time, to the same time. Did you not rename this? I was kind of hoping you would rename this. Also, you had to think 15 seconds about a grid space. Thank you. There we go, okay. But it's got a bunch of nothing in it. So, this would be... I think it really just needs to have a color, maybe, and an object. And... I mean, I guess it could be, because then it would be set, get and set color. I have one other thing in here, and oh, you do this set just fine. What are you complaining about? Oh, wait. No, I guess I should return a color, shouldn't it? Wait a second, I'm doing a getter, not a setter though. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's gonna take me a little while to rev up the engine, get into the thing. And I was also thinking of having an object, a transform, probably just a game object. We'll just do object at position, maybe. No, I don't necessarily need a mesh renderer. I mean, these are the cubes, but I kind of do want this to just be a script that's not necessarily attached to... I want this to also be usable on empty spaces. Is what I'm thinking. Which means it doesn't have a color. Okay, but not grid space. This is object at space. We do a getter and setter for that too. Okay. I don't know what would really need to be setting the grid space, but we'll see. Well, and because is this the space that's there, or is this the... Now I think I'm just confusing myself. Because I guess I really just want a list of all of the positions that has whether it has something at that position or not. So it's Thursday, the other half of the wisdom tooth will be removed. Yes, if you want to get it done before then, have to do some quick polishing, which will most likely not work out. Well, this was just kind of your own personal project, right? Not like a on a deadline kind of game jam thing anymore. Okay, because the issue I'm having here is the... Well, it's because the... So what I'm trying to do is the ball is trying to say... Really should just be determining the... there. No. Set direction? Set target position, maybe? Yeah, no real deadline, just want to finally get this done deadline. That's kind of what I want to do with this, too, is, like, push to get this done, like, in a month. At least in terms of, like, the very basic, you can place things on the grid and rotate objects and, like, change colors and stuff. I think that should take me less than a month, but, you know, life happens and... Oh, I didn't grab water. I do have my water bottle, though. Okay, so while the plants get hydrated outside, I will hydrate inside. Oh, it is raining. It is fully raining now at this point. So I could just stick my head out the window instead of grabbing a glass, but this seems easier. And a little more efficient. Let's see, this... It's really... it should just be checking the where it's trying to move and then say... I was like, wait, the transform... That's... Yeah, there we go. Because that was just doing one. Well, okay, the check position is using a sphere. It's checking within a sphere to see if there's something at that position. Oh wait, I should know. Alt-Enter? No, just Control-Click. Yeah, there we go. Yes, silly. You dumb. You silly goose. There we go. I'm so used to saying you dumb. And when I went to go for you silly goose, it just turned into you silly. Yeah, there we go. A radius of 0.25 f. So that may or... Oh, no. That would even... That may or may not have been overlapping. So if it was at the edge, as opposed to checking the grid space, and it was large enough, that might have been why it was saying it was just running into the ball, running into itself repeatedly. If I wasn't actually checking the correct position, but... I would say something, but you don't want to distract me from my determination. Well, I think even just mentioning it is... Now, I wanted to get the bumpers working. That'll unlock that'll unlock the idea of the game, really. Is if I can get the ball to bounce around, and that'll actually... I don't understand why you're doing this. And this was giving me like a different response, though, right? Okay, go back to small. So I did want to mess around. I saw that Unity has a get pixels function that was like, you can just get the pixels out of an image in like a list of colors. So Oh, I wasn't supposed to read the message, okay. The secret gnome room has been temporarily removed because I still need to model the secret entrance and the room in Blender. I mean, you don't necessarily have to have a secret gnome room, but depends on who you're trying to appeal to. If you're trying to appeal to me, well then, you would have successfully used the cheat code. So, but yeah, apparently there's just like, you can get a list of pixel colors if you just use get pixels. So I'm like, oh, if I just take, like, that's very, very tempting. Like, I'm determined though. I'm determined to get the bumpers working. That's the goal. I get the bumpers working, then I can go play around with importing images onto the grid and working on the little guy that I made yesterday morning and all sorts of whatever nonsense. And actually be doing social media posts where it says I just came to say hello. Okay, yeah, because these looked like they were stopping when it hit a bumper. Well, I think the spawn position here is a little off, meaning I kind of need to put a... yeah, so then that means I need to do extra work to make sure that there's an empty space in front of the pipe. But yeah, no, that makes sense that I kind of needed to have a full space in front of the pipe. Well, that's a bug to put down at any rate. Yeah, there are many people that are gonna play it, so might as well go for the one audience. You know, the known audience. Okay, so add space in front of pipe. Or well, okay, make sure pipe has pipe needs space in front of it. Yeah, so you can tell I'm starting to get serious about this project when I whip out a Trello board. Use it once or twice and before forgetting about it entirely. It's more of a bug than anything. Well, we'll see. But that is what I've done with these. That's an old dead game. That's an old dead... Well, no, that one's not an old dead game. That one's just on hold while I do other things. Which I hope it doesn't turn into an old dead game. This is also kind of a... Oh, I even did a thing for this one? Not really. But most of those are old and dead. Well, or just not currently being worked on. Okay, so that was the bug there. Let's do less pipes. Yeah, because I also wanted to do like the, when the ball bounces off of something, it changes color and stuff too, so I could pretend like it's one of those DVD logo things. And like, there's so many little things I could do, but doing procedurally generated levels? Hell yeah. Always. Like, so much of my stuff is procedural generation. Yeah, that's the, right now I'm just aiming for a sandbox. I don't entirely know what I want the, like, goal of the game to be, but I do want it, at least for now, to be that you have a pipe, you can change the color, it bounces off the little things, and paints a path so that you can make art. Is the goal for the demo version, essentially. But yeah, like that's a procedurally generated roller coaster. I did random ball sizes for that. Brainoid helped me do a long beanstalk there. I did a bunch of boxes in a pile for that game. So yes, goal is pretty colors. Yeah, the goal is you can paint a picture using marbles. So it adds a little more fun visual process element. Yeah, that's the fun thing. Is like this, it just feels like it overlaps with a lot of like satisfying social media stuff. Because it like you could kind of think of this as dominoes or you know, obviously marbles. It's got painting elements and stuff too, so. Yeah, and the one thing I put on TikTok, somebody did say this is satisfying based on the just random nonsense that it was spewing. It is also funny getting compliments on how the game looks when I'm like, it's all basic Unity stuff. But also looking at some other abstract games and stuff too, it's like, no, they do have an aesthetic. It's like, it's all part of a brand, even if it is, you know, very simple. Yeah, okay, this is... So it is detecting that there is a thing in the way. That's the... At least here. For some reason, when I was just doing the other version, it was not detecting whether there was a thing in the way or not. Yeah, so then like here, the balls detect that there is something in the way. I don't know why that first ball is so weird about it, though. Okay, so I was determined. It was. Okay. Okay, yeah, that's where it was found grid space, and it says what the grid space thing is. And then here it's supposed to say whether it found the bumper or not. Which here, I'm determining that it's not null. I'm determining in a lot of cases that it is, in fact, null. But... Okay, so we're gonna just do the spawner here. If it's gonna be weird about it, let's do... Okay, so let's do a method that is spawn level. This is, yeah, spawn is game manager. So we do a public int get width. Not the worst idea, but for now, just a void spawn level, and then we chuck all of this stuff in there. And then we say spawn level here. And then we say, whoops, nope, I lied. Okay, then we do the so I want to just spawn a pipe at a particular position. I want to spawn a bumper at a particular position. And I want to do it like this simply because of the fact that it was complaining earlier. Wait, do you have an issue with spawn position? Oh, because this. Okay. So let me get rid of you. So now, instead of being at a random position, just put you at 0, 0, 0. Right? Yeah, because this is not... so vector 3.0. Yeah, because I'm like, I want to show off the little guy I made and stuff, too. I was like, I don't think it's the most optimized model. I was mostly just kind of grabbing objects and smashing them together, but I was just proud of the fact that I got something that looks like what I intended it to look like in 3D. Stop popping open in paint. Just drag you here. There we go. I think it looks kind of neat. I didn't... That's supposed to be... I was messing with the Voronoi textures in Blender. and then it had the kind of black beady eyes instead of that, but I think it's cute. I think it's cool. I don't entirely know how I'm gonna use that, but because then I'm like, well, it's also like I kept looking at the Echoes of Wisdom, all the little critters in Echoes of Wisdom. Okay, so that should spawn a pipe. At 0, 0. And then we put a bumper in front of it. Much like I had here, except in a way that works, because for some reason this wasn't working. Okay, pipe at 0, 0. What do you mean? I didn't change any of those numbers. Positions.count. The positions.count right here. The grid that I'm clearly making here. So you should actually be outside of that's more like spawn grid. Do I want to do a separate thing? Not a bad idea. So spawn grid. Hello, hello. I am half an hour into running the Replicat demo. And as you can tell, I'm not currently playing it actively, but I guess passively. I've been staring at a settings menu for half an hour. There we go. Now I can stare at the main menu instead. I'm getting towards that hour. Had a long enough break from working on the 3D Reload game and added a C++ blueprint function library, even though I already had one because I forgot it was there. And now I have 2 function libraries. That's how it goes. Unless you're able to stay focused and get the thing done. I'm hoping. It feels like it's close. It feels like this project is getting close. The Stunt Planet project is getting close. It's feeling exciting. Okay, well then I guess hold position can If you start a run, even if you leave the game in the background, your mouse hovers over the cards and makes noise. Wait, like, cause you're using Unity. There is the like, you could. Well, I guess you can't entirely snap the mouse to the, like, lock. Because I know, like, for first-person games, you can lock the mouse. But yeah, I could see why you wouldn't necessarily want to do that. Because it's not a first-person thing. Okay, okay, that is the grid. I guess I don't necessarily think at least it was asking for the whole position on the spawn level, but the spawning the grid. Seems weird to have. Whatever. I'll just have a bunch of whole positions. So now spawn grid. How were the pipes and balls? You just barely got here and you're gonna ask me how my pipes and balls are doing? Oh, they're doing fine. Okay, spawn the level. I'm trying to be determined. I'm trying to get the bumpers working. That is the goal for this stream. What would I want you to ask? I mean, no, that's... if you want to use the game name, I was going with Plunk as the name of the game. How are the bumpers? They're not bumping. Hopefully they're getting there. See, but pipes and balls gives me an opportunity to make sus jokes. Yeah, asking about the bumpers makes it a little less lewd. Or, you know, a little less of an opportunity to make it lewd. Spawn grid cube? What do you... No! Spawn grid. I don't need the cube part on there. Yeah, just spawn grid, you goof. Also, why did you... No. Don't... Yeah. You're helping me too much here. You're helping me when my back is turned. Or, no, I guess I'm, staring at the computer. But still, I was looking at something else that was not the screen. No, I just keep trusting it. I keep trusting it to actually... Okay, so hopefully this will spawn a grid and a pipe. And then I can just set the pipe's direction. Excludes me. What in the world? Why did you change how you're doing anything? Spawn the level. Spawn the pipe. The spawn position. Oh, the positions. No, that is a... Everybody has access to the positions. Why did you... Why'd you decide to confuse me here? I just separated these into two different things, and that... Just ignoring the burnout and powering through. That could work sometimes, for sure. I don't think it's a consistent way to get through things, but... Well, it's the lack of motivation versus burnout is really hard to determine sometimes. Person left a review on Replicat with a YouTube video. YouTube video is good, but the text in the review talks about another game. Huh. They just copy-pasted the review from somewhere else. It's kind of odd. Okay, so that's to spawn the hole. I think I'm gonna just skip the hole here. Yeah, okay, because I wanted to change how I made the hole anyway, so this will... I'm not worrying about my holes just yet. Yeah, we'll just comment it out for now. Okay, so that's just kind of weird looking. No, you know what? It's not that much code. I always want to keep the code around just in case. Yeah, I'm so messy digitally. Like physically, my face is wow. Physically, my place is pretty clean, and my face is pretty clean. But digitally, there's just piles of folders of whatever random nonsense everywhere. So. Oh, Replicat is in top 10 for new and trending demos. That's cool. I mean, to at least have hit the top 10, even if it might bounce around there for a while. But yeah, no, that's great. It sounds like you've got some kind of hit on your hands. And I'll be curious. Do you have any do you have any guesses as to how much? Yeah, it goes up or down depending on how other games are doing. Because I know you were tracking the wishlist velocity there for a while. be kind of curious as to how accurate some of like the how to market a game is. So yeah, guesses on what, as in the like sales and stuff, based on where you're at in terms of wish lists and stuff, where you might be at in terms of sales. I'm just, like I said, I'm just thinking of how to market a game where it has the wish list velocity, because I'm also curious as to how accurate how to market a game is. Okay, that I should have gotten rid of my hole. No putting bolts in the hole. Oh, I don't think the demo benchmarks make sense in that case. Okay. Yeah, I forget that Steam does completely separate demo versus game at this point. Although I think they were just saying there was like an added button for... oh, it is a 000, isn't it? I did vector... Yeah, okay, that's why. Whoopsie daisies. Yeah, okay, because I did vector 3.0. Nope, I did actually want a new vector 3. And it's not 1, is it? Is it 2 or 1? I think everything's on it, like... I think everything's doubled scale-wise. So it might be 0, 2? 1 or 2. Stats say 385 people played the demo so far. Good number for first. Hey, I was gonna say, it's only been a day. It didn't email the wishlisters yet. Okay. Yeah, 350 people who essentially organically found the demo. To me, sounds pretty good. Yeah, that's always the thing, too, is I don't know what number... Yeah, okay, so it is 2. But the numbers should be for pretty good on Steam versus other places. I had my own small victory today. Somebody purchased my character generator. It's always surprising when I get the occasional purchase on that. I'm just like, oh, okay, somebody found this somehow and decided to give me $5. That's cool. Oh, pinged everybody on the Discord, but it's only like 20 to 30 people probably. I mean, it's got to be somewhat organic. It's like you said, you didn't reach out to 350 people, so. Okay, there we go. So now, pipe, I want you to face. So now pipe. Do not rotate in a random direction. Oh, select the direction there. Okay. What am I listening to? Oh, I hate techno. From 2013. This is clearly an old SoundCloud. But I figured Snail's House is probably a little too well liked and well known to be blasting his background music. Emailed 80 people today, but nothing yet. Expecting things in the following weeks. Yeah, if it's only the first day. Also hit 100 wishlist deletions. That's a good milestone. Interesting. There's people who actually clean up their wish lists. Yeah, I think like something like YouTube or something like a Steam wish list thing. I think it'd be easier for me to just start with a fresh account. I have so much random nonsense. Okay, so now we go to here and we spawn a bumper. Okay, and if I'm doing random spawn position. We're going to do an exact position. And that exact position is going to be like right there, I think. And then I don't know which way this is rotated. Oh, I already added the... Okay, well then do... So 1 and 5, do the actual numbers. Yeah, okay, so now for maximum confusion. I guess I could do 1 times cube size. Not that I'm going to be using this code past this, I don't think. And then the random rotation, also not needed for this. But I might need to figure out which rotation I want. Oh, so big wish list deletions are pointing to success too. Oh, I had the meeting with the publisher today. That's cool. Any, well, I guess it's probably successful just to see what they say in terms of what they're looking for and what you've got and stuff, but... Show the numbers on Halls of Torment and Rotato. Oh, it's... Okay. So... So I need to actually flip you around... Actually, just a 180. And then... There, actually. Actually. You have a flexible structure for partnerships. Did they think that Replicat would do well in the Chinese market? If they are big in the Chinese market? I don't know how well cat memes. I'd be kind of curious if that is a bigger thing in China for excuse me. Excuse me. Are you actually looking 2 spaces ahead and finding the bumper and bumping in the wrong direction? Is that what you're trying to tell me here? So maybe it is just transform.forward? Also, why is it doing something different now that I manually placed these? Only the marketing guy who does the first contact, so wouldn't care much about anything he says about Replicat in the Chinese market. Okay, so was this more of just them trying to sell themselves to you, basically? They're trying to market themselves as opposed to... Because I guess if they came to you and said your game is a good fit, then I guess it is on them to say, hey, we're a good fit for you. They have a holiday going on in Singapore, so it'll take 2 to 3 weeks to get the real guys to play the game and return to you. So the product manager will talk to about the game's core loop. I mean, that's still good though if they want to keep the connection going enough that they're willing to put you in front of other people before the other decision makers come back from. Okay, yeah, see, that's saying to me that the balls are not... No, okay, maybe they are. Yeah, okay, this is back to what I had earlier. I'm like, can I delete the first ball? That's not actually going to make a difference, is it? Because the first ball seems to have issues. It doesn't paint on the grid very well, but I'm like, why would the first ball be different? a little weird and confusing to me in that way. Okay, so this can be deleted. There. Okay, so now we let it run. Yeah, okay, so now it's just detecting, hey, it's detecting that it's there, though. It's just deciding that it's not... Or no, I guess it's not detecting... It's because it should be saying, hey, I've found the grid space thing. Okay, but these things can be deleted up until I get this other thing working, and it's not an hour just yet. Closing in on an hour. Yeah, I keep eating, like, a ton of food, and then wondering why the, like, kidney stone sort of hurts. In, like, a very minor way, and I'm like, it's probably because my stomach is distended, and I'm just kind of pushing on the... I do think there might still be a kidney stone, or some kind of chunk of something still in there. It's extremely minor pain, but it's not like it doesn't exist. Okay, so... Found grid space is a game object. Okay, just do the debug log if it actually finds something. Nah, I'll separate it out. The debug log is not actually part of the code, so I don't need to, Woke up early for the meeting and now you're yawning before me. Well, don't say too much here, or I'll also start yawning. And once the concept gets lodged in my brain, then my brain's like, oh, it's yawn time, it's tired time. Oops. I am tired as well because I stayed up an hour late. I was just like, oh, I didn't catch up on my webcomics this week. And then decided to do that when I very much should have gone to bed. But for a day where I'm tired, I actually had a successful day at work. I actually figured out some problems and got something done. Which doesn't always happen. Which is a rarer occurrence than I would like. Okay, so now, if it's doing found grid space, only if it finds something. It's stopping, though. I'm like, why is the ball stopping if it never found it? Why? Why are you doing this to me? You're thinking about it, but then if I restart this... What the fluffin' heck, you dumb? But it's not hitting a debug or anything either. You're not getting here, though. It's not doing these debug logs, so it's not actually seeing the bumper. So what in the heck is determining where it's moving? What? Huh? That's just a grid move, which sets a move based on the direction. The only thing that's setting the direction is... The pipe spawn sets it at the start, but... Oh yeah, if they published mobile games, are they interested about Replicat for mobile? Or is mobile only something in the future? Yeah, that's like something for this game, is my marble game here. This is very much a mobile game, based on inspirations and stuff. Although I do think it's got enough simulation elements that I do want to put it on Steam too. Yeah, okay, so they were looking at a mobile release. According to consoles. Is that something in the cards? I know, like, it's what? Yeah, if there's a market for it, why not? I feel like it'd be harder to figure out the game for consoles, though. Not impossible, but a UI-heavy game I think works better when you have a mouse or a touchscreen rather than buttons. Okay, it's close enough to an hour. I'm gonna sit. Because I think the rest of this game is gonna fall into place once I get the basic action working. You know, the famous last words. This is gonna be the hardest part. No, I can foresee other challenges, like saving and loading might be a little bit of a pain. Not a lot of pain, though, but a little bit. Okay. Why do you do this? It's just changing colors. The only thing setting the direction is that, but it's not doing the debug log to say that it got here. But it's doing this to say it found the bumper, which is like, that makes sense that it's doing this, but it's not getting it here, and yet somehow... Okay, it's not the grid move, right? The grid move is not adding a random... Okay, how was I doing the random movement? Was it in grid move? That would make sense, despite the fact that it probably should have just been in the ball. Yeah, random direction is not being used. Yeah, random direction does not exist here, is not being used. But it kind of looks like it's spawning out of the pipe and picking a random direction. Which I don't want. I want it to just keep on trucking. Forward, out of the pipe in one direction and just stay in that one direction. And why is the first ball having issues? It's just so weird to me. Oh, the pipe, the actual pipe direction. Shoot. Yeah, the selected direction is still a thing. And the grid move direction is the, yeah. Dadgummit. Oops, so whoopsie daisies. That would make sense. Okay. Yeah, I just made it look like the pipe was going the right way and didn't actually make the pipe go the right way. I have my water bottle in hand, looking for my water bottle. Okay, I guess I'll just drink this glass of water here then. Yeah, I don't know if this round glass is bigger than my plastic cup, but I had this realization that, like, the cup needed to be cleaned. And I was like, yeah, let's do a glass so I can see how nasty this thing is, actually. Which shouldn't be nasty, because I just put water in the cups. It's not... Occasionally tea. But that's about it. Okay, so now let's roll this a few times and make sure. Okay, so now I fixed flipping random. So now it's in full test mode. It only took me an hour to get to the point where I can actually test the problem. So you are not, in fact, detecting anything. Okay, and I was trying to do the, you know, multiply it by the distance here. Is there a debug? Like a debug gizmo for the like that might check position here. Oh wait, control click. Overlap sphere. Physics.overlap sphere. Was there a debug for that? I feel like it. Don't know if you're gonna be able to sleep, but you're gonna try. Do you want like a lullaby or something? Sing you a lullaby? And then can I come up with the most like weirdness? It was like my brain defaulted to like All-Star. And the years start coming and they don't stop coming and they don't stop coming and they don't stop coming. Why am I dot overlap sphere? I forgot the other part. Having too much fun making jokes about All-Star and stuff. Thanks for idling a Replicat and posting a review. But I haven't posted a review yet. I've only idled it. But yeah, I will post a review. Yeah, leaving the stream open for more subpar viewers. Hell yeah, you know it. Gotta collect all the subpar viewers. Subpar streamer for subpar viewers. Put that as a community goal. Reach par. Become average. Go from below average to average. Okay, was there a... Yeah, there's just a send message. Add damage. Okay, let's just try this. So now I've determined that the game is spawning everything. It's all correct. Up into the point of it's not detecting the... Or it's somehow stopping when it goes to move into the thing, but it's not within the ball. It's not the found grid space, grid cube. Should be bumper. Okay, can I guess I could number the grid cubes. I could have it spit out the number. It's not a bad idea, actually. Yeah, now we're getting into the, like, multiple days of code cleanup. So it's saying, yeah, found grid space, but it's not finding the bumper component because it's finding a grid cube. So actually, can I name the grid spaces? Yeah, again, I'm just being nicer to future self instead of actually. I just want the thing to work. I don't want to make it work well. Dadgummit. The grid. Was there... Okay, yeah, I guess just name it. Which, yeah. Okay, game object. Grid cube. Clone. And then we'd say you. And give you a name. And the name is going to be... That is not what I clicked. Because I typed it instead. There. The name is going to be, I dubbed the IJ with an empty space at the beginning. Okay, let's do cube. Okay, So now... I could name the balls, too. And then I could name the, like, ball, Again, let's be nice to future self here. Ugh, gross. My self-hate says no. Can't be nice to future self. Actually gonna, like, drink water and stand and go for a walk for my mental health. Nah, eat trail mix while watching too much YouTube and lying on the couch. Yeah, that's the weekend self. I was thinking about possibly doing a stream every day for a while to work on this project and get stuff done and kind of avoid that that lazy self that crops up. The ball. Let's do ball clone. Name is equal to I guess I need a variable. A variable. I can't be going this crazy this soon into the stream. It's been hardly any time at all. It's only just barely past 7. And no, we gotta do the programmer version. Gotta do it down here. I++. And now we do all I. Because now that will also let me determine in the ball here when I say this is name plus found grid space. That. Something like that. So now this will tell me whatever ball is finding whatever grid space. Which I still haven't used the actual grid space class that I started working on, but some of that is like looking back at the Mom Squad project and stuff too, because I have a lot of that in there too. Try to reuse code and not overlap things as much, but we'll see. Okay, so now ball 0 is finding cube 0, 1. Just repeatedly. Why is it that small? Why so small, though? It's small. Why the collider so small? Wait one fluffin' second. That might be causing collision issues. No, not you. If the fluffin' thing is so small. Wait one mother fluffin' second, you dumb. Already has a big fan. It's attached to the ceiling. It just spins around and modeled it in Blender today. Well, that's cool. That's fun. Like I said, I keep wanting to be proud of myself. Like, look at this little fly I made. He's so cute. There's a lot of animation stuff I want to do with that, but I have not done. Okay, so excuse me, Collider, you are one size is too small. It's not, in fact, 2 sizes too small. It's just 1 size is too small. But okay, so let's double check the. No, not the model of the ball. The prefab. I got a ball prefab. thought I made sure the... That's looking off too. Sphere collider, radius of half? Okay, yeah, because 2 is not it. 1 is not it. But half didn't look right either. Oh, okay, I guess I can't. Are you actually trying to tell me that this is... Oh, it is out of place, isn't it? Negatory. There we go. I should probably be moving this and not relying on this model thing here, but... Okay, if these colliders were entirely off, that would explain some issues, so... Actually, 0.8 looks better. That looks like it's actually... Okay, there we go. If it was a small ball with a small cube... Aha, but... I did determine that this... to prefab, there we go. Yeah, but I remember distinctly putting the collider on this. So that one is correct. You got that right. The whole... Yeah, I was gonna say, you shouldn't have any collider or anything. You're a future problem that I have not tackled just yet. And that seems a little better, actually. It's at least this ball is not getting run into by these balls just yet. Okay, let's... I mean, ball 1 is probably not the best candidate since it seems to have issues. But... So ball 1, or ball 0, has found cube 0, 1. But you painted this one red. Why have you done this? Also, you shouldn't be finding any of these. So where is the forward vector for this ball? Yeah, to me, that should be that blue vector there, right? Okay, can I just slap something on the front of the, so... What is the front of the ball? So give me a cube or something. Okay, so now we're gonna add a little nose on this ball here. Yeah, give me like a small... I want a small nose on this ball. Okay, now... Right there. Why do we do right there? Okay, it doesn't need to be in the cube. I'm not literally making a nose. I'm not modeling a... Okay, so now... Where is that cube gonna be? Yeah, okay. So that sure looks like it's... That would be the forward vector. So balls... It's the... Local? Wait, transform dot... No, I want the actual... Local rotation? I thought it was just a transform dot forward, right? Okay, wait, say what that is again. Forward. You are the normalized vector representing the blue axis of the transform in the world space. Yeah, the blue transform. Of the ball in the world space. Okay, well, spit out what the transform dot forward is. Is it? This does not seem like this should be this bad. Nah, expectations are not necessarily a helpful thing here. What do you mean grid space dot name? You goof. Okay, this is not necessarily easy. This is something I've done a couple times, which is why it feels like it should be easier, but vectors are not necessarily easy, which is why not everybody goes into game development. So having some kind of ridiculous expectation that I've learned anything. Wait, did I? Okay, wait, transform dot position. Did I just forget the position the entire time? I'm like, wait one fluffing second. This had a very, very easy solution and I just forgot to. Oh no. That was the problem the entire time. I knew I was gonna solve it during the ad. I knew, right at the important part. The important moment, the climactic moment of the stream where I solve the problem is hidden. It's monetized. Okay, maybe this was successful. I have successfully monetized me solving the problem. If you want to watch what the solution to the problem was. There we go, yep. I felt like it was almost lined up with the music. Dadgummit. Bother flipping balls. Asterisk. Okay, now. You're going the wrong way. Ladybug with wings and unexpected unity creation. That is kind of what it is. A ladybug has wings. What does it mean, ladybug with wings? And I expectedly, I meant to make that. Okay, now we continue spitting out debugs. So yeah, just keep spitting out debugs. Yay, I'm closing in on having the bumpers working. Hell yeah. Do I need to keep the little noses on the balls? No, I think I will. Okay, so it was just... I just forgot to add the position to the direction, so... Internet just went out, so switch to the phone. Well, you only missed me solving the problem during the ads. Why is that first ball so jankety? Okay, facing direction is forward. Why are you finding the model in there? Change direction. So, who's saying change direction? Change direction. Let's set move direction based on... Okay, what is the move direction going in and what is the move direction going out? So we hit the griddy? Hit the grid, so grid move direction. Get direction? Can I not get the direction that's moving in? Last direction. Is that a public thing I can move, target position. Private direction, last direction. So, give me a get direction. I just have a bunch of setters? Where's my getters? Okay. Direction. Get direction, last direction. There we go. Okay, so now, in the ball, I can say... Get the direction that it's trying to move. There we go. And spit that out in a debug. Man, that's what I was doing at work too. I was doing a bunch of debugging. Okay. Oh, it's because you overwrote this, you dumb. Okay, stop. Stop helping. I literally just need you to tell me the direction. That's it. I don't need whatever extra nonsense. Man, AI is at a very overeager point right now. And it is not... It's overly enthusiastic. Is what it feels like. And I haven't even messed with, like, chatbot AIs. Because I heard at least recently that it is, well, it's not necessarily persuasive, but it's very prone to a lot of flattery. Because really, I think it'd be fun to try to talk to an AI about, like, possible sales data and stuff for figuring out, like, you know, could it give me an estimate as to how well this idea might sell? Or, like, even that is, like, how well can I actually say what the idea of the game is? Like, explain the idea of the game to the AI to then give it an estimate as to, like, so how well do you think this might sell? Or, like, how well it might do in terms of downloads and stuff. But I don't trust AI. That's really where it's at, is that I don't trust it to give me a good, useful answer or anything. Okay, so I don't need the forward vector. That seems to be fine. So it found the bumper. So it goes from forward to right. I guess it should go from forward to left then. So... Okay, let's just do one thing at a time. So let's just see if that fixes the direction issue. Then I can switch everything around, I think, actually. Oh boy. Well, honestly, this needs to just get factored into something simpler anyway. But, as long as, you know, if I can figure out how to... What are all those errors? That's something I just added in my many debugs. So I might need to think about getting rid of all... Or at least... Ooh, that first one was looking close there. Okay, so it seems like I did get those backward. Yeah. Okay, so that's forward to left. It's the... I don't actually know. I don't know if this will make any kind of sense for... This just seems like a fun thing to do. We'll see if it actually was the thing that I... Okay. So now the next issue is figuring out why it's moving when it sees the bumper. Or actually, can I get it to just... So now, here, if I get rid of the forward vector, and just say, check your position, and if you find a thing where you're at, yeah, that's going to be models colliding into each other, but that is okay for now. I mean, that's what I'm double checking, is if it is in the bumper. I think I do want it to actually determine whether it's going to run into a bumper, so that everybody can do their animations. And then the bumper can determine where the ball can determine where it goes. So now if I do this version. So now we turn the ball into a trigger. Because I think you are actually a physical. Yeah. Oh, I just realized the ball is not actually rotating when it hits the thing either, is it? So if it's doing that transform forward check, it's only working this way because of the fact that... Excuse me, what? Ball is now a trigger. Oh, you little bastard. This was just supposed to be visual. I didn't need this. You little bastard. Okay. It was just a nose to make sure the ball was facing the right direction, because it is not, in fact, facing the right direction after it bounces. It's moving in the correct direction, but it is not. Why? Who's colliding with whom here? No, I meant deposit. God balls. Call that the name of the game. The God balls. Okay, so who is colliding with whom and how and why and what in the fluff and heck? That is a sphere collider, but it's a trigger. That's just a thing that you can see. That's a little cube that does not have anything on it. So everybody should not be bound grid space, ball 0. Oh, you're not detecting the object because you're not fully moving into its position. Why are you not fully moving into its position? What? Is it because the grid move is detecting that there's an object there and not moving it? Okay. My only issue here is if I turn off the collider, then will it be able to detect the object? I'm like, because it's physics.overlap sphere. If the physics is no longer there, is it just gonna phase through the bumper now at this point? Yes. So, but it was a trigger. But it also shouldn't have had any problems just moving into it. Okay, we turn off the sphere collider then, instead of doing a trigger. Yeah, so that is part of that set direction, is also needing to rotate the object too. Huh? The balls clearly don't care about running into each other. Huh? What? What? We're doing? We're doing! I can't do a good Hamlet scream. We're doing, we do. Step up. Become parent. Oh no, all my water's gone. I guess I'll wait for an ad break. Why are you like this? Like, can I get it to just delay its Okay, let's stop with the because it's detecting that there's something in the way and then stopping. Okay, yeah, because you're not hitting any of the things. Yeah, okay, it's not hitting this because it's not getting inside of the bumper, and that's... I would assume it's in the grid move that is checking to see if there's something there. Then saying... So this is checking at the position. Oh yeah, it has the distance on there. Okay, it does not have a grid move. So... meaning it goes here and then gets the grid move. Oh, but if the grid move is not equal to null, which it is, then if the object at the position of the goal, which it's not, then it returns false in terms of moving. So yeah, okay, it just detects that there's something in the way and then does not move. Which that's gonna do no matter what, in terms of if I make everybody a trigger or not. Because you are a trigger? Or you're a mesh collider, so you can't be a trigger anyway. So yeah, the grid move is just detecting that there is something there and deciding, no, I'm not gonna move into it. So... instead of the goal... well, the goal is kind of that hole. Every hole is a goal. Oh, wait. Wait. I can't say the phrase. I can't make the joke. So then I gotta tag this as a goal. Add a tag. Goal. Let me actually go over here and tag it. There we go. Now I can make the joke. Every hole is a goal. Ruh-roh. So now... I mean, it's not... because I could tag it as, like, passable or something, or it's like I could get the info from the object. Oh, because, yeah, this just returns true. No, it should return... I thought it was... no, I guess it wouldn't return it on. Well, okay, wait, check at position. So here, it's... yeah, check position. Oh, but it's checking... it's only when it gets to the position. Dadgummit. Internet is back on the PC, much nicer for typing. Yeah, I've never been a great phone typer. Yeah, I poke at my phone with my stylus. I got the fancy phone with the stylus because they were like, "Oh, do you want a fancy like flip phone or do you want?" And I was like, "No, the flip phone looks." And then shortly after looking at phones, went and saw a friend who had a flip phone that was like, it was kind of peeling on the joint and stuff, and it was like, yeah, I'm very glad I didn't get the flip phone thing. Yeah, I've got nasty sweaty hands, and the idea of having more screen with which to trash was like, nah, let's not do that. And then the stylus was also a good hedge against nasty sweaty hands too, so. Okay, at this point I might go back to this and then okay, because the other issue, which I could put down on here as a thing to solve. Let's see, yeah, not really an issue just yet, but the ball, yeah, we'll put it down as a bug. Ball should rotate when changing direction. Mark it as a bug. Okay, not doing that just yet. Yeah, because this grid move... No, it's only when it checks to try to move into that position. Yeah, okay, that's why that other version is working okay. I could also go with this, so if I do this, could go with the confident thing of go back to the just regular spawn instead of the specific spawn and just see what happens in terms of is the bumper actually bumping in the correct direction, even if they look like little Christmas ornaments. Okay, that's a skin. Like, I don't know that I have too many, like, ball skin. Oh boy, this is gonna be so fun in terms of just talking about the project. I get to talk about ball skins. Let's see, Christmas ornaments. Had one of the stylus integrated into the phone once, and missing the ability to take out the stylus and take a quick note. Yep, that's what I got. I've got the Moto stylus. Yeah, I had a Moto. I liked it, and then I had a Samsung, and I didn't like it. So then when that kind of went kaput, I was like, okay, we're going back to the Moto. And then when it had an option for a stylus, I was like, hell yeah. Yeah, it was one of those easy decisions between flip phone and stylus. Was very much like, yeah, no, stylus, please. So, yeah, pipes are cubes and a lot of balls with different ball skins. Cube is the one thing that I think is a little like, I don't know exactly how that fits in sexually, but erecting pipes to spawn balls and changing ball skins, that's all got potential. Gonna have to figure out a way to get the cubes in there, that it can be a proper orgy of sex puns. Okay. The test I wanted to do was, if I go back to the regular spawner, instead of this test stuff, does it bounce around okay or not? Well, and I could get rid of the just check if there's an object in the way for the grid move. I don't know, but that's nice when like all the balls stop and everything. It's just the bumper object is ruh-roh, Reggie. There you go. Yeah, that's the properly hitting the back of the thing. Yeah, okay, so that's the spawner is needing a space in front of it. That one's, no, it's bouncing off the wrong one there. Yeah, okay. I did not guess the directions correctly at all. That's what that test is telling me. Nope, done goofed it. Okay, also the pipe spawn. also missing its... it's probably something I should put in the game manager. But I'm not messing with this. Oh boy. I'm so close to getting this to actually sort of function. Or at least it's I'm getting threateningly close. But I'm also like, getting tired and I got other... Okay. So now I wanted to go back to... This is probably just a mega variable. Okay, let's do a variable. Since I said it, might as well. It's actually helping out future self again. Treating myself well. Boo. So now here. Uh-oh. My internet is also having issues. So... Is that a stream reset, or is that just the chat that disconnected and reconnected? Number-wise, it says the stream is still going. So, is stream still going? It looks like it on my end. Now, spawn level. There we go. Okay, so now that'll actually spawn the level or not, and then... Put a spawn test. Not the best code, not the best idea, but... whatever. That's what I say every time I leave a YouTube comment. I say, whatever. Yeah, and I've been trying to do YouTube comments a little more. To, like, actively watch YouTube instead of just to leave it on passively. I guess it depends on the video, though. Like, if I watch something political, I'm like, no, we're not gonna jump in on the comments there. That does not sound like a good idea to me. Although I know in terms of, like, fighting authoritarianism, that's, you do want to be vocal. I'm not a very... I'm a scaredy cat. I'm not looking for conflict. But I suppose it is just right to stand up for other people. But I don't know if that's necessarily, like, in a internet chat sense. I think, like, in a physical, like, person sense, I think that's a little easier, but... Yeah, I don't know if getting into an argument on... Yeah, you can't really say you're getting into an argument on Twitter, at least. I know, like, I've left Twitter, and I think a lot of other people have. That first one always tricks me into thinking, oh, maybe it's working. No, it's just tricking me. Okay, the next thing was... Okay, now I'm not fixing other little bugs. I'm just getting the bumper working. Okay, I guess I could fix other... So this grid move. I don't really want to tag it as a goal. Yeah, this is a special code. Like, I wanted to make this pretty reusable, and yet here I have stuff like goal and water and stuff that are less reusable. Okay, but this is if the object position has a tag of. We'll just do an or. bumper. The bumper's also an object that can be moved into. Well, and this might also be a case of making it so that it's a... instead of checking every object to see if it's a goal or a wall or whatever, just checking if it's not something else. Like if it's not a ball, then it can't. Okay, I guess it depends on how many objects am I gonna have that are solid and like don't move through, and how many objects am I gonna have that are you can move through. Because I want to have like the ball you can't move through, but the bumper you essentially can because you're moving through its space. But then like a cube, if I make that a wall, then that's how you can't move through it. But then the hole is the one that you want to be able to move into as well. Like very much inside of the hole. So it's a 50-50. So I guess for now it's fine. I did not tag the bumper as a bumper. So now we tag it as a bumper. And then go back to the thing. Hey, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Wow, you've arrived at a good time, surprisingly. I've had some success, and I can show that success off. Instead of I'm doing something sus. Although I guess I could do something sus too, because I'm making a game about pipes and balls and holes and... But hello, hello. I don't think I'm entirely familiar with you, and yeah, if you've got... You know, like, what were you up to on your stream? I hope it was good. Like I said, I'm finding some amount of success here. Okay, so now this is a bumper. It's tagged as a bumper, and I can some Godot game dev. I've been very tempted. Unity is fun at times. Although I know I was watching that latest Jonas Roller video, and he was saying that Godot still was not up to like wanting to use it for a commercial game just yet, but yeah, I was very tempted with this project to do something like Godot because it's fairly simple in terms of it's just moving things around on a grid, but oh, okay, so also a Unity dev, but trying to stay up to date with others. I mean, I don't think I've kept up to date with Unity even recently. There's like I still have not fully learned the new UI system. I still call it I'm pretty sure the UI system is pretty the updated UI system. It's pretty old at this point. And I still like I've sort of learned it a couple times, but oh dadgummit, it had to do an ad right when the convo was popping off, I suppose. Couldn't sleep. You couldn't stay away. You had to see how it was going. But yeah, it should be pinned in the chat there. But go check out Replicat. Man, it's a bummer I can't do my own ads. It's gotta be the Twitch ads. Like if like I could plug a thing every it tells me, hey, now is the time to plug the whatever ad, whatever sponsored segment. Have I been talking about Replicat during ads? No, I just realized that it'd be yeah, exactly how convenient. No, I was just realizing that like, no, if I could run my own ads, I'll run them for other people's games and stuff. That'd be really nice to be able to do that. So now, can I do this instead here? Why does it keep the blue color? It's like, no, this should be fully a comment. But I maybe just don't like it when you do that. Oh, I was gonna say if you have anything to show, but it's still in ad time. So I guess I will let 1 minute and 8 seconds elapse. And then I can ask about projects and things. Well, I guess I could end this with a... Stream is sponsored by Replicat. Get a cut of the commissions or something. It's funny with I don't yeah, I have to check to see if Twitch has rolled out the you can use any ad revenue that you get, then oh, gotta go to bed. No. Can't wait for 30 seconds. That's fine. Those ads are long and obnoxious. I guess have a good sleep, despite the fact that you're not gonna actually hear the thing. Just back from ads? Okay. Yeah, I'm a little bummed that it decided to drop ads immediately when you arrived, but, you know, have a good sleep. If you have anything to plug, feel free to. Feel free to send it over. I do like to check out what other people do. Also check out Replicat if you also didn't hear that. Brainout has been working hard on this game. Trying to support how I can. So now we just run this and see what it does. It's not too far yet. I mean, even the project I'm working on is only like 2-3 weeks old at this point. You suck it. Why you determine? Okay, it's seeing that there's something in the way. Because I remember with Block Dude 3D, I set it as a goal so that it could move inside of the object, but yeah, no, it does have collisions or it sort of checks. Oh, I guess I did turn off the... Oh yeah, because they're triggers. So I guess I could turn the... like... Because I realized you could do like a match 3 puzzle and stuff too, where it's like you're trying to get all the balls to a certain position. Okay, so I might be able to turn that back on too. Because I kind of like it when they run into each other as opposed to all stack up inside each other. They still do it right out of the spawn, but it's a little cooler when it kind of they pile up a little bit. Yeah, there we go. But you're supposed to... It's because it finds an object and says, no, I'm not going to move inside of the object. But... yeah, so if there is an object at the position, then it should get the object. And say if it's not equal to null, which it is, there is no grid move inside of the bumper, right? The bumper does not have a grid move objects. Because, at least for now, I'm not trying to move the bumper. I was thinking about adding, like, a whole bunch, that, like, a secondary layer of everything can move and bounce and rotate and stuff, too. A la the glue in the Ultimate Chicken Horse and stuff. So it's like you glue a bumper to a moving platform. But, which would be a movement thing, but that's not there just yet. So it should be skipping over that to say, okay, didn't find a grid move. So then it checks if it's a goal. So if the tag is goal or bumper, then it should say moving is true. And I'm still filled with determination. I'm close. It's not fully working, but I'm close. Okay, and the bumper is tagged as a bumper. Oh, wait. The collider. Yeah, okay, it did not tag all the children as bumpers. So everybody, we bumping. So now if the child is tagged as a bumper, then maybe it'll move inside the child. Again. Why is everything in this project? The cubes is the only thing that's not sus. Everything else just sounds kind of sus. So, the first run of Replicat. Oh, that's I was gonna put Chicken Chaser as the community goal too. Oh no, I Heart Funny Boys, I think, made chicken. It's not Chicken Chaser. Chicken Chaser's like a meme or something, right? Some other chicken thing. Okay, so now I got it moving through the thing. Aha, wait. So now you should be able to check your position to try to find a bumper. Chicken Chasers it is. That is what the thing is? Isn't that like a Fable reference? Like Chicken Chaser. Ultimate Chicken Chaser. Is that the thing? Yeah, see, some of these indie games made by other people are... Oh, this was the thing that was... Yeah, request access to the playtest, which I did. So I could play the playtest version. Yeah, so it is called Chicken Chasers. Now, I like the idea of keeping the community goal as the, like, stuff that is not, that is outside the community. So something big like FTL, or I guess sort of big like Grun. I don't know that Grun is, like, a massive game, but that one's also Gnome related. I could also just... I was thinking about doing another Gnome day, and just playing Gnome games. I could just save that for my birthday, but that's, like... a ways away. Yeah, 2 a.m. time to go to bed. Yep, good luck with pipes and balls and bumpers and cubes. And paint and color and shape and form and abstract whatever. Okay, was it... I think I keep clearing the debug. I keep pausing the game and clearing the debug and... so... all 0. I think I don't need the forward as much there. But, made a screenshot. Oh, my last shelter. Okay. Not much to see yet. Yeah. Okay, yeah. You said it was still, not much to follow. Because I do have all sorts of social medias that I like to, add people on. And then try to check in on, social media occasionally. I want to do a little more. Like... Hey, management game in the apocalypse. Okay. Yeah, I haven't done too much for, like, management games. Or, like, the apocalypse is a setting I like, but, yeah, management games are, less so. Yeah, number go up. kind of thing. It looks interesting though. At least I can kind of see the ethos of, you know, here's the character, here's all of the, I guess, dairy, and food and water and wood and whatever else for surviving the apocalypse. Okay, so now it's doing ball 0, found grid space. So let's do it, found grid space. And then get component children this bumper. Oh, wait. Is it only returning the... there, check position. You're only returning the first one, aren't you? That's the issue. Yeah, it's returning a game object and not a list of game objects, despite the fact that they hit colliders. Yeah, let's do a list. A revival of a jam game made a year ago. I want to do that at some point. I have so many jam games that I actually think do have, at least some of them, have, Oh, yeah, thank you for the follow, but yeah. Good night. I think you did say that a while ago, so have a good rest. Get some good sleep. But yeah, there is a few of those jam games that I put on a list of, like, maybe one day I will fix them up, spruce them up, make them better. Okay, so this should just return hit colliders. Or rather, can I... Okay, so actually, maybe I just have it not return itself? I don't know. Am I ever going to have a moment where it's check position, I'm going to want to know what the whole pile of objects is at one position? Maybe? I don't think... I don't know. It's, like, debatable. Well, for now, it's one of those I can refactor things in the future. So for now, I can just say... instead of return 0... the... So it's returning the first object that has a grid move, which is the ball is the only thing that has a grid move anyway. So that's why it's saying, oh, I found a grid move. I found myself at this place. We found balls in this specific place. In a hopeful place, hopefully. So... it's just because I think check position is looking at so much stuff. It's because I didn't have things overlapping earlier, and now I do. Well, okay. Because I'm like, it's kind of, if I could just delay it too. If I could say, okay, check in front of you to see if there is a bumper, and instead of bumping, move to that position, and then after the fact, move. So instead of set move direction, it's like set the move direction after you get there. I was doing on collision enter? I thought it was... Okay. Dadgummit. So... Yeah, it's this check position is... Yes, I could do... Instead of this set move direction... I could do... Yeah, because that... It's basically set the next direction of the ball. Yeah, so it's the reached target. Well, yeah, no, it does need to, because I do need to do, so I do want it to check like this. I want to check to see if it's about to hit a bumper, because then the bumper can run its animation, the ball can run whatever animation it wants. So that they look a little better when that happens. So now, I do want it to move into that position. Okay, you're still running the other thing there. Wait, was this all still the snail's house? Like, yeah, it is. It's all just random dump stuff from Snail's house, which... The kind of cutesy stuff that they do, I'm kind of surprised that this is seems to be a somewhat eclectic pilot stuff. Okay, so now I should be back to checking the next position. It's just a matter of I want it to do the movement. Okay, so it is still detecting the bumper, correct? Yes, so it is detecting the bumper and bumping. But the issue being that it's doing it immediately when it detects it as opposed to moving to that position and then bumping. It's like, how do I delay it, essentially? To say your next move direction is... to set the direction. I mean, I guess I could do like a bool. Again, this is... I can reconfigure this in the future once I've realized that this is dumb. I've already... Yeah, the direction change logic works. It's just a matter of... I'm not figuring out how to detect the bumper to... Or it's the changing the direction when it's inside of the bumper as opposed to when it's... when it just sees the bumper. But I do want to keep it to just seeing the bumper, and then, because then I can run an animation for the bumper before the ball gets there. Why did you give me float ball speed? So this is, you know, approaching bumper, something like that. Again, all of this feels bad and not good, and I most likely will need to refactor everything, but I'm much more interested in getting raycasting then. Yeah, that makes sense too. And some of this might be just redoing the entire like movement code and stuff. Well, in this case, it's like because like I said, I do need the bumper to do an animation before the ball gets to when it's inside of the bumper. It's somehow like overcomplicating it by not doing physics. Okay, so here we say if it is. So in this case, it is in you know, approaching bumper is true. And then if it is in the bumper, so if approaching bumper, then you can change direction. I mean, that's I keep confusing myself, but I'm like, no, we're gonna just push through with whatever nonsense I have. Okay, these are all direction change things. Because future self can try to muddle through this and make it make more sense. Well, it's the first draft kind of thing. It's a lot easier to edit a first draft if a first draft exists. And you're never going to get it right on the first try. Or at least, most likely, not going to. The ball doesn't know what tile it's on. Can't you use the data to trigger the animation early? I did start adding the like actual grid space information stuff, but I'm not using it just yet, and I'm like, yeah, that's a thing I will need to go back and add. So yeah, it's not fully there right now. I do need to add some kind of grid space info stuff, but yeah, some of that I feel like I just need to go pull some stuff off that other Bomb Squad project, because that has a lot of this grid space movement stuff. But I keep thinking my future self can make it better. Although I keep relying on old code and then saying, oh, this is not great. And then trying to retrofit it. But I also don't know how useful it would be to rewrite a lot of code, or if it would be better to edit what's already there. So when does this reset? Here. There we go. So, does this do what I want? So yeah, clunky, weird, and bad, and will need to be redone, but that's everything I make. Clunky, weird, and ideally not bad, but so maybe different weird, different word. A clunky, weird, and unrefined. That's kind of what clunky is. Is there another descriptor I can use? And dadgummit. Well, it's still doing it, but oh wait. If I just do order of operations here, maybe not that far up. Something like that. So then it'll only determine that it's approached the bumper after the fact. So now order of operations, does it do the thing? Yeah, I still gotta get the balls rotating in the correct direction and everything, but... And I don't think all of the bumpers are working. If I can get one instance of a bumper working, then I can get another instance of a bumper working. Then I can get the balls rotating in the correct direction, then I can continue to expand from there. Bugger off! What do you fluffing mean? Oh. That is a local variable that is no longer... so... the here... Yeah... It's just in the act of writing it, saying, I need to rewrite this. But I don't want to get lost in the just like... Because I feel like it's easy to just optimize and optimize and optimize to the point of where you're not actually writing anything. And I'm still at the like junior to mid-level developer kind of space, which, you know, kind of sad 10 years in, but I also just bounced around a bunch of web development jobs that I don't think did anything good for my career, but, you know, made money at least. Okay, how about we do a null check, actually? This might be what it needs to be. Is if the... if you actually are something. Then set it to... Yeah, okay, it's not equal to null. Then the grid space is equal to... No, wait, isn't that what I was doing with grid space? Again, I've just very much confused myself, but hey, if I can get to what I want, then I can unconfuse myself. Really hoping I can just tie the knot and then untangle it after the fact. Hopefully it's only setting the grid space if it does happen to find something. So that when it gets to the point of trying to determine if there's something else there. Who knows? Let's just see. This is why I like actual game development over just like regular code stuff. Because the issues are a little more fun to watch. That just like does the text, give me the right like bool or whatever. Oh hell yeah. That's the kind of thing that I want to end. Yeah, and 8:30. Kind of crazy how that stuff happens. Now the issue being, if I do different directions and stuff, that's not gonna work out well. I also didn't see if that was spitting out a bunch of airs or not. So we'll see. I did a little bit of future proofing. I helped my future self just a smidge. Naturally. Again, naturally. That's a decision. That's a choice. Are they all bouncing the same way? I was hoping to have a little more success than this. But, it's something. Okay, we're gonna keep it on the test mode then. Yeah, it's one of those like, yeah, it's just, what, 2 hours, 3 hours? 2.5 hours? Took me 2.5 hours to detect and bounce, even if it's only one direction. And not even rotating correctly. But like 2 hours is really not a long amount of time. I just keep hoping that my coding would be better, that I could solve problems faster, but that never appears to be the case. Okay, now we hide the little nose on the ball so that I can show this off on social media. Which will be a surprisingly like larger amount of people, at least on Blue Sky. The fact that there's like a fair amount of people on, well, I guess like 10 people, but still on Twitter it was like 3, so that is a multiple of people more. Yeah, this is one of those ones that's not. Okay, let's make sure it's actually running like the test thing. Yeah, okay, so that's... Okay, let's do a better... Let's set it up for a future... Let's set up future self for a better... Okay, so let's do like 8... No, let's do 7. Let's do like a 7... A 7... And then I want to move the pipe so that it is shooting it from the middle of that. So 3, 4. We'll do 4 and see if that's wrong. And then the bumper, we'll also scoot that over by 4. So that'll really let me test if I'm getting the bumper directions right when I rotate the bumper. Yeah, no. Would this be easier to do with the Unity physics? I don't know. I think the thing about grids is that there's just a lot of information you have to like save off. If you do just like basic physics, then Unity does a lot of that for you. At least if you're not like completely tweaking and remaking the physics engine. And then you should probably just make your own engine at that point. Anyway, I would think. Oh, here it is. Okay, one of y'all is off. No, I keep wanting to hit pause. Who's off on the spawning? I wanted to get a 7x7 with the bumper in the middle and the pipe off to this bottom center. So who's off here? Yeah, both of y'all mother fluffers are off. Excuse me. Pipe. You should be at 6. No, 5. No, 6. You should be at 6. I scooched him over. Huh? That's the pipe position. Should be at 6. And then the... I'm sliding them both over by... Yeah, it's 0 and 4. Why were they off? I was like, that was 4 and 4. So why were they off in 2 different directions? Because the bumper's getting rotated after the fact, right? Yeah, and it's rotating around its center, right? So if I rotate the bumper... Yeah, that's the center of the bumper. Yeah, that's exactly what I want, so... Why are you being all wonky with the placement? So you're gonna be off again, despite the fact that the numbers look like they're the same? Yes. Oh, somebody's getting doubled. The pipe, the spawn position is getting multiplied by the cube size. Okay, so yeah, okay, for maximum confusion. So 3 times cube size. There we go. And I'm not going to do 0 times cube size, because I can do the math on that one. Yeah, okay, I'm definitely tired. I just wanted to test the different directions, because that should be fairly easy to tweak the things there. Oh, I guess I have to move the pipe at some point. It's that first ball. Why is that first ball being so stupid? Everything else is working fine. Okay, can I slide this camera over to where I can actually see things? Okay. 6.2. We'll do that. Okay, so... Oh, I guess I do want to check to see if hitting the pipe in the back. Well, let's see. I also kind of want to... Can I delay the pipe spawns to test the pipe bounce too? Well, and the cubes run into it, or the balls run into each other, so... Oh, so that's the facing direction of which the spawner. That's the pipe spawn. The game manager, when it spawns the bumper, it's rotating at 180 degrees. So if I do the level spawn here, let's say rotate it a random amount, then that will let me test the different directions. Okay, it's called go to bed. Yeah, especially if the Yapig well has run dry. So, like, if a well is a bunch of just water at the bottom of like a really deep hole, like, how do you figure out when a well has run dry? Like, also, like, when they say run dry, is that like, see, yeah, it apparently doesn't matter which direction the oh, the facing direction of the bumper isn't changing. That first ball. Why are you being such a bastard, you? Yeah, okay, so then the bumper clone. Get components, bumper, and then the facing position. So set facing, yeah. Let's set move direction. On trigger, enter. So public. Void. Why did you do set move direction again? Huh? Okay, set facing. Why'd you want to call it facing direction? I think set facing was fine. But whatever. Okay, so set the facing direction to whatever the facing direction. Okay, didn't I have a thing that was doing a random... okay, like, so the pipe... Clearly I was not setting the facing direction on this to either, so it's... The rotation needs to be set to whatever the facing direction is. That's another bug to fix. Let's put that down here, maybe. So... Facing... should change rotation. No, facing should determine rotation. I mean, sort of a bug, sort of not a bug. This is the bumper's direction? No, it's the grid move direction. Aren't I setting a random... Yeah, in the ball, when it does the random direction thing. Yeah, it's a grid move. Yes, that's the exact same thing there. Okay, because selected direction can be used just fine, right? Voila. Now we can get rid of you. Yeah, but now the facing direction is not determining the rotation of the thing. Okay, just call it quits. Go to bed. It's close. It's close to, I can have it face a random direction. I can shoot balls at it and then test to see what that looks like. But yeah, this looks like a tomorrow Ryan thing. Because I think I do when I come back tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day. Okay, so are you actually facing that direction, or are you just determining that everything bounces the one way? This appears to be everything just bounces the one way. I'm looking at nulls. Or rather, I'm ignoring the nulls. Bumper clone is instantiating a bumper. And it's setting the face direction. The bumper clone. Wait, is it getting component or get component in children? No! Dadgum you! There we go. You mother fluffer. Just now realizing how much I talk about moms and dads. Mother fluffer and dadgummit. I'm filled with too much determination. I need to be filled with sleep. I'm not getting this done. I'm like I'm too determined. Okay, bounce in a different direction. Hell yeah. Okay, and... I mean, it is a different direction, yeah? Do you not... It just reloads the scene, right? My restart button is just a scene reloader? Yeah. Reloads the scene. So it should be doing a... When you spawn the level, it does a random direction. Why does it seem to be the same direction? Dadgummit. Okay, I'll just go to bed and commit this tomorrow. But this is very close to success. I have it doing some kind of bump. And if I leave it at the default, then it bumps fine. Why do you insist on that direction? I'm pretty dang sure it says random. Why are you deciding to stop half the time? That's kind of neat, but that's not the desired outcome there. So it is doing a random direction. No? Yes? You're supposed to stay stopped. There you go. Oh, that's why. It's stopping, then it's determining, oh, am I... Wow, so that is doing it randomly. That's some crazy luck there, jeez. Okay, now I need to actually... Okay, nope. Now I need to go to bed. It's so close, but I'm sleeping. I'm sleeping. And speaking of sleeping, everybody else went to bed and took off, right? Everybody made the good decision to sleep? Yeah, okay, 2 people. Or, no. 1 people's is me, meaning it's 1 other people's. So. Okay, now I sleep, so. Goodbye, good night, good luck. Have fun sleeping. I think I might be back tomorrow. I'll be back Wednesday, at any rate, but I kind of wanted to push through and just kind of code this. So, despite the fact that I probably should get groceries and stuff at some point, I do kind of just want to push through, so. I'm gonna try to be back tomorrow to get this working. So, at any rate, goodbye, good night, good luck. Thanks for stopping by. Have fun sleeping. Bye.